Hot off the presses. Hi, I'm Gary Aviation, and I'm hot off the press. We're going to take a look at three brand new books, or actually two brand new books and one that came out a little while earlier this year. And right now it's Blood and Thunder, the special 2024 edition, published by Ed Hulse. Weasels Ripped My Flesh, the brand new, updated, colorized version of the hit book that Robert Dyes and Wyatt Doyle put out in 2012, so it's over 10 years ago. And then my own aviation adventure novels for young readers. We'll take a quick look at them. First one is Blood and Thunder. This came out a few months ago. I think it premiered at Pulp Fest. It's just a wonderful, beautiful compendium of all articles written about pulp magazines and also articles, interviews. It's chock full of great reading, and also silent movies, radio, old-time radio, and there's a whole lot of things in here that's just great stuff. There's also happens to be an article of my own in here.
I believe you passed it. That's what you're looking for.
I think it's 99. Yeah, here. So it's an article on the Garden City paperbacks from the 1920s. They used the cover art from short stories with the red sun, and these were like very, very delicate paperbacks, almost digest size, and they're really, really cool. There's a whole bunch of them, and so I did an article on those. H. Bedford Jones, some good writing in there. Then there's like Sky Fighters and all the different books and pulps that people love to collect and read about. Ed does a great job on Blood and Thunder. He gets great articles from people on all aspects of pulp adventure, is in radio, movies, pulp magazines, paperbacks, and everything. So he really, it's really great issue.
And did you say it used to be a magazine, but now it's just an annual, or?
Yeah, it used to be a magazine. He published it 2 or 3 times a year. Beautiful, beautiful, great magazine. And there's back issues. He probably still has some of them available. There's an article in the Black Cat magazine. So there's a lot. This is, and it's $24.95. It's 270 pages. Great annual collection of all kinds of material. Dashiell Hammett's Lost Crime Story, Weird Tales, everything that you could that you would enjoy in pulp-related material is Blood and Thunder. And this is like the one annual that he's going to be doing. He may do another annual, I guess, but he doesn't do any more of the magazine as far as he used to do it, I think, quarterly. But this is a really great read, really good, and I think you'll enjoy it very much. And I'm happy to have an article in it, which I know you'll enjoy, because if you like the pulps and paperbacks, my article kind of combines the material together in a very interesting way. Next is Weasels Ripped My Flesh, which was actually used by Frank Zappa, the title. This is from a 1956 men's magazine. These are men's adventure magazines. This is a beautiful, beautiful edition. This is the first color edition that just came out. Like I said, the original one was in black and white, and it came out in 2012, so it's over 10 years ago. And this is just stunning. First of all, it's just, you see, let me show you the cover. So There's the cover, the back cover, dust jacket.
Chunky book.
And it's hard for me to show you upside down, but I'm just going to go through it kind of quick. There's just so much. I think this is like 400 something, 400 and over 400 pages. It's just loaded with photos, interviews from and articles about men's adventure writers, including people like Walter Wager, Robert Silverberg, Harlan Ellison, Mario Puzo. I mean, everybody who's anybody wrote for these magazines, either under their own name or under pseudonyms, and the stories are reprinted here. These are great stories. These are just wild stuff, and it's just great fun. So I think I know that you'll enjoy this book very much. Stories are great. Bob has a knack for picking great subjects and great stories, and he's probably got one of the better collections of this material. And he shows it all in its glory in the pages of Men's Adventure magazine and his other publications. This was the first book by their New Texture Publishing. It's hard for me to read upside down. It's hard for me to read right side up. It's hard for me to read, period. And there's just great material in here. Great artwork. Artwork's just stunning. Covers are like wonderful. Just to give you an idea. So this is one you definitely want to check out. All the information for these books is going to be in the description below, how you can order them, price, and all of that. And they're definitely worth your interest. The magazines are like impossible to find now, and especially in nice condition. And the stories are just great. This is like great authors have written a lot of these, and I think you're going to love them. So let's go through it a little bit. Here's the cover. This is, I don't know what that is. That's a weasel.
It's a weasel.
Weasel bit my flesh. He's killing a weasel. That's the Zappa album that he used that art from. And it's a compendium of art, of stories, of articles and interviews, and it's just great stuff. So you're definitely going to enjoy this book. And the last one is a new book that just came out, Aviation Adventure Novels for Young Readers. These is a genre of books that I collect that I really happen to enjoy. The romance of the airplane was very prominent in around 1910 to World War II. During World War I and World War II, and the years between the wars, there was a love affair of adventure with airplanes and dirigibles, zeppelins, all kinds of aviation and lighter-than-air aircraft. And there were a whole bunch of book series written for younger readers, for teenagers. And the thing is that a lot of the kids that read these books were kids that went into World War I or World War II. And there's a lot of so they may have been actually reading these while they were on part of the crew of say a B-29 bomber, because they had a 10-man crew, and a lot of the kids.
You also said a lot of the authors were also pilots too.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get to that, but the thing is that a lot of the crew was 19, 20, 21-year-old kids that had read these books when they were just before they were drafted or went into the military, or soon after. Maybe they were even reading them at the time. Also, all of the authors that wrote these books were air war flyers who flew in World War I or World War II. R. Sidney Bowen, who wrote the Dusty Airs pulp magazine stories, was a World War I pilot. He went to France at the age of 17, and he was in the Lafayette Escadrille. So he wrote a whole bunch of series of these books, and as did many others. So this is, the book goes through a little bit of the history with some of the flyers, Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart, that kind of, gave the romance of their daring do and their situations in life that brought a lot of interest to flying. The volunteers that flew in China against the Japanese in World War II. The Zeppelin, the popularization of the Zeppelin. This is American. These are American postage stamps that promoted Germany's Graf Zeppelin during the 30s. These are some of the authors that wrote these stories. All of these authors were flyers. Some of them were, a biography of all of them would be like unbelievable. I mean, General Hap Arnold was a 5-star general, the only 5-star general in the American military. He was a 5-star general in the Army, because of the Army Air Corps, and then in the Air Force, because when the Air Force came into creation. And he wrote, when he was very young in World War I, a flyer in World War I. After that, he wrote a series of books about flying, aviation, and warfare. And he was taught to fly by Wilbur and Orville Wright. There's so many of these others, very interesting authors and artists, that all of them knew like aircraft. They had a love affair with airplanes. And then I list all of the series and the books in each series. So the thing about these books is they have stunning cover art. The cover art is just great. It's wonderful. And my book recreates a lot of that cover art. Great stories. These were stories aimed at teenage boys and high school, college age, and girls. There were women's series also, and some of the airplanes were so primitive in the earliest books that took place during World War I, and they had just great stories. All of them were patriotic and fighting during the wars. A lot of also like Zeppelins, and this is the Goliath airship. The Women's WACS, the Women's Army Air Corps. And it's just a lot of really cool visions of planes and Zeppelins, flyers, battles, and fighters, and during World War II. So I know you're going to enjoy this book, and this just came out, and it's just loaded with really rare covers from these really cool books.
It's a signed limited edition.
It's a signed limited edition of 100 copies, and it's $20. And get yours now while they're hot. You're going to love it. And here's me flying when I was, 20 years old or something, 1970, when I flew, 72, when I flew a Cessna, I think it was a Cessna 150, yeah, when I was a young guy. That's the first and only time I went on an airplane.
What color hair was that?
That was the original black hair. I don't know, it's a black-haired version of me. And quite a few pounds lighter, I must say. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at these 3 books. You should definitely you should buy all 3. But actually, just if you see one that you really like, you should get it. Help these guys that are publishing these books. They're bringing out like really cool stuff that I know you'll love and be interested in. So check the description below for information to order, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for looking.